Hi, my name is Gudrun from GA Designs. Welcome to our Happy Friday show. Hi everybody, welcome to our show. Thanks for being with us, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. While you're there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like button so you don't miss a show. We are live twice a week. Of course, stop in, say hi in the comments. Make sure you say hi to everybody where you, what your name is and where you're tuning in from. And of course, the more you comment every show, you have a better chance to win our giveaway prize. Every single show on Fridays, we have a $25 gift card up for grabs, which we randomly choose from your live comments. So comment, comment, comment. We love the hearts and the thumbs up too. So let's communicate, let's talk, and you can ask questions too. Say hi to everybody, Mr. HP.
Hey everybody, happy Friday.
Hi, he's behind the wheel over there. Not on a camera today, no.
No, you took it.
I took your camera.
I wonder why you took my camera. Why'd you take my camera?
I had to take photos of quilts.
No, I think you took my camera because you didn't want no one to see me.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
She took my camera privileges, everybody.
We will be replaced. It will be replaced. No worries. No worries. It won't be for long. But it's been a wild week, of course. Here in Minnesota, it feels like summer again. So I feel like somebody's teasing us a little bit. We're getting like summer weather, heat, and mosquitoes are not going away, even though it's October 1st. It's October 1st. Now, what does that mean, October? That's a new flavor profile for our cocktails. And what could be more perfect for October than apples? Apples. So apple is our flavor of the month. There's many different ways to take apple, so it doesn't have to stick with apple puckers. And we're gonna start, and mixing apple with other things is really delicious. We are starting with something I've done before, but I was craving it today. You can get such good apple cider these days at farmers market or even at the grocery stores. They have them fresh from the vendors, just pressed. So this is our apple cider mule. Very simple, just a little vodka and apple cider, and then ginger beer to kind of spice it up a little bit, even better. The ginger goes so well with apple cider, and you just put it over ice in a mug, and you can put a cinnamon stick in there if you want it, a little more extra flavor. I put it in my Gudrun cup. I like this cup. You have this copper cup. But this is one of your favorite cocktails.
This is
a mule.
my favorite.
So like we've done very different variations of mules. And he loves them all. So cheers, everybody. Happy Friday.
Cheers, everybody.
Now, if you wanted to make this non-alcoholic, very easy. Get some really good apple cider and some ginger beer. And there you have it. A very tasty, warming, but refreshing drink.
I love ginger beer by itself, too.
Yes, you do. But it makes you sneeze.
I don't know why. But
I don't know why. It makes him sneeze. Every sip, it makes him sneeze. He still drinks it. And we use the ginger beer that is non-alcoholic. We like the non-alcoholic version. I feel like we can control our alcohol level with whatever else we put in. And then you can also drink it without having alcohol in it. So that's good. That's why you drink it sometimes in the morning.
Yep.
All right, so the countdown is on, of course. Now it's October. So those of you participating in our Christmas in Europe block of the month, mystery block of the month, or Fast and Furious Club, you know that a new month means a new project is coming your way. So 14 more sleeps for block 2 of Christmas in Europe Mystery. And I wanted to give you a little update on the kits. Those of you still waiting for kits to come on sale, the wait time is starting to get shorter because we're going to be offering up some kits using that substitute background fabric, the thatched, the dark background fabric. They will be up on the website next week. So if you signed up for notifications, you can easily do that by going to the product, going to Christmas in Europe quilt kit, fabric kit, and then it will say sold out, but click on it and put your email in that little box that says notify me when back in stock. If you do that, you will get an email as soon as it goes into stock. And then you got to have quick cans. We're going to put a batch up next week, and then we will put more later, and also when we get more of the spotted for those that want the spotted. So, but yeah, next week Next week, guys. That's how things are moving along well. Also, only 19 more sleeps for the second project of Fast and Furious Club. That is, of course, The Witch's Welcome. And I was going to have it on the set, but I forgot. It's over there somewhere. So I will show you. We have more kits actually listed today. We sold out of these kits, The Witch's Welcome while hanging. We sold out of them really fast when we launched the club. So there are more there now. So you can go check it out and snatch up a kit if you want to. Also, those of you asking for the In the Present kits, that's our November project. We are working on them as well, and you'll probably see them listed sometime next week. It's a busy week next week. Busy week in the warehouse next week, but you'll see it listed. We're actually coming up with a third colorway because we couldn't get more of the traditional fabrics that we use for a traditional kit. So we're doing a second one using the Santa Express fabrics, which are beautiful, very classic. So I think that would be beautiful too. So Witch's Welcome is there now, and In the Present will be coming this week. So why is the warehouse so busy? Of course, it's coming up on a new month, and every beginning of a new month, that triggers Color Club. Color Club cuts have started, and so on the 5th is when everybody that is a subscriber gets charged for their package, and then from the 5th on, we will start shipping this month's Color Club.
Do I have that color on today?
No, you don't. Sorry. You can be on camera today. You don't have that color.
I was going to show it, everybody. I was going to show it. Oh, that's why you took my camera.
I wish I had that much foresight, but I did not. I wanted to talk a little bit today about our bundles. I saw a couple of posts in the crew about, and I do this all the time. I love our bundles because I can make more than one quilt out of it. I use it for multiple projects. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that and why I choose to do half-yard bundles versus so many stores sell fat quarter bundles, or they just sell the pre-cuts already, you know, which we do a little bit of too, you know, the 10-inch squares, the 2.5-inch strip rolls, and charm packs, and why I do the half yards. Why is that number? And so let me tell you a little bit about that. So as you know, when I'm picking out stuff for my quilts, and we want to work maybe with one fabric line, there's always those fabrics in a line that are a little bit like, I don't know. And a lot of fabric lines come with a lot of SKUs. So using all of them is sometimes hard. Sometimes the lines are unbalanced. There's not same amount of each color, and I like my quilts scrappy. So I always like to balance them out so that you want to have similar amount of, maybe if you have 3 main colors, you want to have similar amounts of that. If you know what I mean, if you're going to do a green, red, and blue, you don't want to have 70% of it blue and then a little bit of green and then a couple of red. That's going to be unbalanced. So that's always what I strive for when I put together my bundles. So why half yards? So half yards, we put together usually between 8 and 15 different half yards in a bundle. Why the different numbers is I usually go off of 12 because I love the number 12. From a 12-piece half yard bundle, I can get 48 10-inch squares, and I can get 24 2.5-inch strips, and then I can get at least 12 1.5-inch strips. And why that number? You know, when you make a quilt from 10-inch squares, if a lap quilt, a layout of 6 by 8 is a typical size lap quilt, so I think that's always just a really great number. Now, of course, some patterns call for you want to add maybe a background to your bundle, so that takes you a longer, farther. For example, only 24 strips will take you a long way. If you're making a quilt using 2.5-inch strips and a background, you can make another full quilt out of that. So why I do the half yards, I feel like versus fat quarters, I get a little more continuity. So with having a little more of that fabric in my quilt, I think a half yard also gives you the opportunity to have full width strips if you want to use strips instead of just the half width. So there's just a little more of the fabric, so they're more versatile. Also, if you wanted to break it up and use it for something, a half yard cut is going to take you a long way for many things. So that's why I chose to do that. And of course, half yards work for any kind of fat quarter pattern, because a half yard is just equals 2 fat quarters. You just cut it on the fold and you got a fat quarter. So even if you just use a fat quarter, you can always put the other fat quarter into your collection and you're good to go. Now what I wanted to show you how much and what you can do with a half yard. So there is a sheet that you can find in our on our website under bonus charts and templates, the Stripologizing Chart. This is a great little chart to have for when you are trying to figure out how much you can get from a half yard or how much you can get from a width of fabric strip. So because I like to stripologize my fabrics, that means if I'm going to do a pattern that uses pre-cuts, I like to cut them myself because they are more accurate and you can really choose your fabrics and not have to have all the fabrics in the pre-cut, which some of them are maybe not your favorites. So here's what you can get from each width of fabric strip. So let's say you cut a full width fabric strip, maybe 3.5 inches, and you need 3.5 inch squares. This is how many you get from that strip. So it's a really nice reference. If you're taking somebody else's pattern and they don't tell you how many strips to cut, this is a great reference for that. I got the 1/4 inch measurements here and the 1/2 inch here. And then down here you have what you can cut from a half yard. So for example, I'm going to just fold this out and grab my ruler and show you. And let's see. So here's my half yard. This is our what is this bundle called? It's so pretty. Wild Blue. Yeah, I had one set aside for myself. So I would fold it in half. Thank you, sir. And I needed my Stripology ruler. So, and then here I'm ready to cut my half yard. You can, of course, cut a couple at a time. So I'm ready to cut it into whatever I need. So if I'm doing a pattern that needs 10-inch squares, obviously I'm going to cut one 10-inch strip. This is the top one 10-inch strip. And then from the rest of it, which is about 8 inches or less, I can't obviously cut another 10-inch strip. But I could cut a 5-inch strip and get my 5-inch squares. But these are some of the options and combinations you can come up with. So this first one would be 10-inch squares, 2.5-inch strips, and 1.5-inch strips. This is something I do quite often. So if I know I'm going to be making a quilt using 10-inch squares from a bundle, I would cut my 10-inch squares, and then the rest of it I would just cut into 2.5-inch strips, so I could get 2 of those, so 24 2.5-inch strips, and then I could usually get some 1.5-inch strips, at least 1, sometimes 2, depending on the fabrics, how they're cut. I could get 2. So I set these aside for other patterns. Now you could also sometimes, I would cut the 10-inch strip, and if I don't know really what I'm going to do with the rest, I would cut a 5-inch strip and just leave it like that, because the 5-inch strip could be cut into squares, 5-inch squares for a charm project, or it could be cut into 2 2.5-inch strips. So, or even 3 1.5-inch strips, for whatever works for you. But this sheet will give you some more options. So if you wanted some 2.5 and 1.5, or you just wanted 10-inch squares and 2.5-inch strip, you could get 3 of them out of here. You can do 10-inch squares and 5-inch squares and 2.5-inch strips. You can do 5-inch squares, 2.5-inch strips, and 1.5-inch strips. So there's all these variations, and so it tells you how many you will get out of each half yard. And then a 12-piece bundle like this one, it tells you how much you would get out of it. So it's a great sheet. It's free on our website. Download it, print it out, keep it somewhere with your Stripology ruler if you're going to be Stripologizing anything. And with that, I wanted to give you some examples. Oh, and also I wanted to show you real quick how I store my cuts. So yes, I cut these, and I was asked about this. These are the 10-inch square containers that I store my 10-inch squares in. I got them at Target. I'm sure you can get it in other big stores. It's the Easy Storage 6 liter, 6.3 quart. So it's about 11 inches square So you have a little room in there, and they come in 2 different depths. This is like 3.5 inch deep, and then there's a deeper one. So I have a few of these, so I sort them kind of. This is my Christmas one, so these actually should just all go in there. So I have all my Christmas cuts in here, leftovers from projects, leftovers from if I don't use it all, and then I can just dive in there and have some fun. My 5-inch squares, these are art bin containers, 5-inch square. I store my 5-inch squares in those. So I sort them by color again, and then I have my strips in drawers, Sterilite drawers. I have them stacked up like this, my 2.5-inch strips, and then my 1.5-inch strip go in the same size drawers, and I really love these. Somebody else asked me about my baskets that I showed you how I was going to use for the Christmas in Europe. Those are just Target little baskets like this. I don't really have a brand. Room Essentials. So it's a Target brand, and they are, I would say, about 6-inch deep, and I can measure it if you want to. It is about 11 by 13.5. 11 by 13.5. So, but it could also be anything. I just love that these can stack, so I can keep my finished blocks in one, I keep my leftovers in one, and then the rest of my fabrics that I haven't touched yet in one. So they all stack up, and then they can just go up on the shelf until the next project comes out. All right, so any questions on the Stripologizing your bundles? I have some examples. For example, we did our songbook fabric bundle. Oh, what's the best way to store the Stripology ruler? Well, I don't ever store it. It's always sitting on my cutting table because that's all I use. But we recommend either using, there's a hang hole. There's a hang hole for it. So you can hang it up using the hang hole, or store it flat. If you can store it flat anywhere, it's the safest. I wouldn't recommend leaning it up against anything because if anything comes at it, it could break. But so that would be the best way. How do they stack? Are you talking about the gray? Can you hand me that other gray basket? I can show. They stack up, so that you can stack them up. They don't go all the way deep, but they just go inside each other is what I meant. So they just go inside each other like this. So I can just leave them like this on the shelf till it's ready for the next one. Yes, it compresses the one below, but that's okay. That's all right. We got irons. So, any other questions? Let's look at the songbook before. So this is an example of I used one bundle for 3 projects. And so I did the coral quilt, which I just needed an additional background. So I just got a 3-yard background. And then I did the little Helena and then the little Jojo, all from the same songbook bundle. Another example is our Halloween Frightful Night bundle. I did a quilt, a version of a Sammy quilt, using, I kind of color blocked it because it's grays and purples and orange. So all I needed was just an accent, so I just found some black, which I used for the binding too. I think a yard was enough. And then we did a runner called the Off Kilter, which I have right here. We forgot to show this one on the Halloween show, so I thought I would show it. It's so cool. We fuzzy cut one of the fabrics for the center. But so this was from some of it. We still had more left, so you could totally do one more project out of this. And actually, I've caught some of you that really listen to me in the crew that are doing the same. And a wonderful post just popped up today, and this gave me the idea to really talk about this. I have had a lot of questions about it. But here are 4 projects that, now I don't remember her name. I was going to write it down, but I forgot. Okay, so let's put up, the first one was a wall hanging, the strip off wall hanging. So she used the Adele and Autumn bundle, which is the fall bundle to make beautiful fall projects. So this is the wall hanging. And then she made a Confetti Betty. Beautiful. Just adding a background, and obviously that stripe, which is awesome. And then there was a little Trixie table runner. Gorgeous. I love that little mini pumpkins for the accent and the binding. And then there was Which Way table topper. And so there may be more left. I love this. So this is a great idea where you can take a bundle and make multiple projects out of it. Just adding a little accent, 1 yard here and there of a background, or bindings and stuff like that. All right, so then here's another example. This is Bonnie's. Taylor, she used last year's bundle, which I don't remember what it's called right now. It will pop into my head a little bit later. But she made a Duty Calls table runner from her leftovers. So, and probably has a little bit more. So this is just, for me, in my opinion, I feel like cutting from a bundle, you just get so much more use out of your fabric, and you can do so many things. So that's my little spiel on why I do half-yard bundles and not other cuts. They're just work for me, and I can't wait to dive into this one, see what we do with that. I got some ideas already.
What you gonna do?
I don't know yet. I got ideas. It may be new stuff, because there's lots of new ideas in my head right now. Lots of new ideas. All right, so I wanted to talk about, so last Tuesday we did a whole Christmas winter themed show. Showed you lots of quilts, lots of photos and actual quilts and table runners and small sewn items. Great for little gifts, great for the holidays, and showed you all of our holiday bundles, Christmas and winter fabrics. And you can go to our blog and check out everything. There's photos of everything there, links to everything there. Of course, I gave everybody a little treat at the end of the show that you can use a discount code for all of our winter and Christmas fabrics. So all our Christmas and winter bundles, and 3 yards and kits as well. So for example, the kit in the corner, the Strippy Forest, you could get 10% off. All you have to put in when you check out, put in winter 2021 in the discount area, and you will get your 10% off. Of course, we don't recommend using it with your 1 yard purchases if you are buying many 1 yards, because you get the quantity discount, which is better than the 10%, and it's going to mess everything up. So you want to order those separately, and we can always join orders to ship them together. So check that out. This will go through through Tuesday, October 5th, and then after that, the discount code will not be valid. So check it out. And we did show you some Christmas mystery bundles on the show. Now they, of course, were not a part of the discount because they are already discounted at their lowest price. Very good deal. We had mini mystery bundles of Christmas and winter fabrics, so 6 half yards. And they sold out, of course. They usually do really fast. So we are in the process of making more, if not already up there now. We will have more of those bundles. Probably by the end of the day. So check it out if you're looking for that.
So they just got their FedEx delivery from Tuesday.
Oh, that's great. From Tuesday's show. Yeah, we get stuff out.
Awesome.
We get ship done.
We get ship done.
We get ship done. Every day. We do have, I did a big restock of some of our 108s, our wide fabrics, which are, so we sell them in 3 yard and 1 yard increments. So 3 yard is a 108 by 108 inches, so it's great for big quilts, big backs. The 1 yards are 36 inches by 108, so you can use them for a couple of runners, or you can piece 2 of them together for a little bit less wide quilt, so it might be a 65, 70 inch wide quilt, but those are more back in stock there. And then I got a few things to show you. Few things. There's a whole lot in the cutting queue at the warehouse. So
do you ever get stumped and you can't create nothing?
I do get blockages, but usually it's caused by too much going on in my life, so that's when I need to de-stress. And as soon as I get that little time, it flows again. It never stays very long. It's usually just the environment that creates that. So sometimes I just need to clean my sewing room, which means just I need it to be kind of things organized. If it's too wild, my brain doesn't work right. So I kind of clean it up and then everything starts flowing. And when I start in a flow, usually on working on an idea, halfway through it, I get another one. So I get in a flow and then I would just need the time to be able to pull it all out, which that's the part that's hard to find these days, is the time to be able to pull it all out. But we sometimes just have to make that time. We just have to make that time.
I agree.
Yeah? How about you with your music?
It's always blockage.
There's always blockage?
And then all of a sudden, bing, it opens back up.
Yeah, it is. And in the oddest times, it just
sometimes
flows.
when you try to force it, that's when it
doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
It does not work for me. I've had to do it, and it's not good. You're never fully there. All right, so let me start with this really adorable small bundle from Louis and Irene. This one is called Arctic Animals. So it has a little bit of pearlescent, but it's all the Arctic animals in the cold climate. So we have the whales and the dolphins and the narwhals. We have the penguins, different species of penguin. I love this colorway too. We got all the kind of the cool colors, blues. We have Arctic fox on a teal background. And then we have the polar bears, light blue. Then we have the whales again on a little bit darker blue. Penguins again. Polar bears. We have the darkest blue in the whales. And then we have a gray background with the fox. And then the darkest one, dark charcoal gray with the polar bears. So really cute line for kids, I think, or anybody, any animal lover of the polar animals. This just reminds me of, I've been watching this show on Netflix called Atypical. It's really cute. It's funny. It's about an autistic boy that is so into penguins, and looking at this reminds me of that show and him. It's really cute show. Anyway, so I did a fabric pull. I did some grays. I started with the deepest gray, so in the grunge lead. Of course, this being a Louis and Irene, there's going to be a lot of bumbleberries because that automatically works. So the bumbleberries in the mid gray is a perfect gray to go with this. I think my microphone.
Stand by, everybody. Stand by. I muted you so you can adjust your microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so the other gray I chose was the grunge ash because it has a lot more blue in it, so it kind of connects between the blues and the gray, and it also has a little bit of purple connecting into the purples, and blue, so I love that. Okay, so into the blues we go. The speckled metallic and the denim is a perfect blend with these medium blues here. And then I did some connecting to this aqua here, the bumbleberries and the aqua, and then the grunge and the avalanche. And then I ended with a couple of lavenders. I love this lavender with it, the floral elements and the lavender haze. And then one of our new ones, the chalk and charcoal and the hyacinth, kind of in between the two. And then the bumbleberries and the dark skies, a perfect mix with that dark purple. So love this cute line. This would be really adorable. Throw in a background, a light background, and make any pattern, a Nova, anything like that would be really great. Nova or a Lucy. Be cute as a Venus too, where you could pair up the animals with a solid or something like that. So love it. Arctic Animals. So it's 10-piece bundle. But I love all the animals are also smiling. I don't know. I just think that's the cutest. That is really the cutest. Oops. Oh, I almost spilled my drink.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
I'm glad I didn't switch the camera when you were adjusting your microphone.
Yes. It needed some underneath clothing fixes.
Could have been trouble, folks. Could have been trouble.
Indecent exposure. Oh!
They would have closed our page down.
Oh, gosh. All right, I have another bundle that is just beautiful, perfect for what season we're heading into. I got more flannel for you. So this one is a Moda flannel line, also very soft and nice by Holly Taylor. It's called Fall Fantasy Flannels. But here's the deal: the prints that I chose for the bundles are kind of a little bit universal. There's one print with actual like fall leaves, but it's not really that fallish. They're kind of just like leaves. So I think even though you make a quilt out of this, it's not going to be like necessarily a straight on fall quilt. Even though, of course, flannel we like to use in the fall and the winter. But I chose this colorway of just blues and greens for the dark bundle. So really nice blues with all those greens in there. So this is kind of the main print that I chose to go with for the bundle. A little bit of leaf branches here, and then we have some geometrics, a little bit darker shade of blue, which I like the difference a little bit. Another tone on tone, and then we have a paisley with those greens and browns in here, and then another geometric that I really like. So these are the blues, and then we have the greens. So a beautifully light sage green tone to it, very nice and warm, and you should feel the texture of this. This is so soft. We have the paisleys, we have the leaves, also continuing with the blues in here, the geometric from the blues, and we have another one here, and then the leaves on the green. So we have 6 greens and 6 blues. So guess what? Anything you're doing light and dark would work perfectly. You could also throw in a background, and we actually have, this is our colored bundle, and then we have a low volume bundle where I chose 6 lights to put in to a bundle. So this is only a 6 piece. So I'm just going to put them right on top just for fun. So this is kind of the main print that we have in the other two. Love that it brings all of the colors into it. And then we have the leaves, and then of course the paisley. This just reminds me of last night. We were at the Twins game last night, and it was Prince night.
It was.
So
10,000 people got a hat.
And this print, this geometric print, I love this. I love this one too. So much action in it, and still color. So low volume, not so, so there's always some color in it, always something going on. And then we have the leaves. So this is the low volume bundle, 6 pieces, half yards as well. So you could do something with a scrappy background using the darks and the lights. We also have this print in both 1 yards and in 3 yards, so perfect for backings. I really chose that because I wanted it for my backing. And I want to give you a little hint. So we are going to be doing something really fun shortly here that works really well for flannel. So, but this is Fall Fantasy Flannels, both a light or a low volume bundle and the color bundle with the green and the blue. So a little bit more on what we're going to be doing. I can't tell you much right now.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit.
Okay, great.
This will be a sew-along, a full-day sew-along like we've done before. Remember Elvira and Hope and Harmony and June? It will be like that. In this case, all I can tell you is save the date. So our save the date is November 6th. It's a Saturday. We're going to do a Saturday again like we did with June. And this will be a simple quilt Perfect to use for flannels. Of course, you don't have to use flannels, but it works really well for flannels. And it's really great for beginners. Really great if you're a total beginner. If you are a quilter and you've done thousands of quilts or whatever, if you have a friend or a daughter or a granddaughter or a sister or an aunt or mother or somebody that has been wanting to try it.
Or son.
Or son, yes. Nephew.
Or husband.
Brother, husband. Are you saying something?
Just don't leave us guys
No. See if they have that day open and sew together with us. So we will be introducing, of course, more details later in about a week or so. But save the date for now. It's a Saturday. We're going to be sewing all day together. And we'll tell you all the details. This is going to be a fun one. So simple quilt, and we're going to focus on the fun.
It's a new pattern?
It will be a brand new pattern. Yeah, it's actually on my design wall.
Well, let me get my camera. Let me see. Oh, that's why I don't have my camera.
You don't have a camera.
Sorry, folks.
So yes, don't miss out on that. Any questions? So I wanted to tell you this because if you were thinking of making a flannel quilt, for example, the Yuletide Gatherings fabrics, the plaids, the flannels, are in that 10% discount code through Tuesday. So that's why I wanted to give you that hint. Not the fall fantasy ones I just showed you, but the other ones are.
What's the fabrics in that Octavia?
The fabrics in Octavia are from the Noel bundle. So Noel, and then I used the Dwell background fabric, the sprinkle with a metallic gold. And then we have a favorite, Pumpkin Patch. That's a Quilt As You Go pattern. You can download the faces. You can leave them as pumpkins, or you can do them as jack-o'-lanterns. You can download the appliques for the faces on our website. But this one has been hanging up in the warehouse, and it's been very popular. I feel like almost everybody that comes through gets that pattern because it's just festive and fun. All right. Any more questions, you think?
What's the discount code? Here you go.
Oh, the discount code, Winter 2021. So check it out. And I want to say before we end, we got to pick a winner. Do you have a winner?
Someone said, can you explain Color Club?
Oh, Color Club is our subscription club. Every month you get 5 half yards of a color that I had picked, the theme color of the month. I pick a color and we have a theme photo. And so all of them are basics. They're usually tone on tones, kind of trending with that theme, that color theme I picked. I also give you some reasons behind and what those colors mean and what they emote, and then give you some pairings, what they would pair well with. So these are intended to kind of go into your collection to pull out, kind of build your inventory of basic colors. And so it is sold out at the moment. We are always striving to get to, as we get further in, our fabric orders are going to get larger, so we're going to be able to add more spot. You join it, and you can really been enjoying it. So you can, whenever there's cancellations, more people are able to get in. Yes. Here.
I tried.
That was just saying. There will be multiple sizes too. But I can tell you this: if you're thinking about taking advantage of the discount code with the Yuletide Gatherings flannels, so I am actually able to make 2 quilts from. Because I got myself both the neutrals bundle, which is 12 grays, and then I got myself the red and the green, which is 12 pieces. So 24 pieces, I'll be able to make 2 lap size quilts. That's all I'm going to say. So one bundle, you could do it if you want to.